ESPN just dropped a bombshell. In their featured 2025 and NFL offseason, biggest surprise players on each team, they didn't name a top pick or a flashy star for the Raiders. No, they spotlighted Dante Thornton Jr., a fourth-round pick, a name many overlooked, but now he's turning heads. This 6'5" speedster out of Tennessee isn't just running routes, he's running the show in Raiders camp. He's already getting reps with the first team, showing off the deep threat capability that once led the nation in yards per catch, 25.4 to be exact. He also hauled in 6 passes over 50 yards. That's not luck. That's explosiveness. The Raiders didn't go big on free agent wide receivers this offseason, and that might just be the blessing in disguise. Thornton and second-rounder Jack Beck are getting their shot, and from what we've seen, Thornton's ready to answer the call. And I agree with ESPN on this one. Thornton isn't just a maybe. He's a watch out. Let's break down why Dante Thornton Jr. could be the biggest shock of the Raiders preseason. First, this isn't some charity rep situation. Thornton didn't just get to run with the first team. He earned it. Every rep, every snap, every catch. The Raiders coaching staff doesn't hand out starter roles like candy. Thornton had to outplay guys like Jack Beck to earn that outside receiver spot. And guess what? He did. In nearly every first-team offensive set this offseason, it was Thornton and Trey Tucker on the outside, with Brock Bowers at tight end and Jacoby Myers working the slot. That's not a coincidence. That's a blueprint, and Thornton's part of it. But here's where it gets even crazier. Thornton isn't just good. He's an athletic outlier. We're talking 6'5" with track star speed. He ran a 4.3-second 40-yard dash. And there's only 2 other receivers in NFL Combine history over 6'4" who've done that. DK Metcalf, Calvin Johnson. Now add one more name to that list. Dante Thornton Jr. You don't fall into that kind of company by accident. That's generational athleticism. Even Raiders All-Pro Max Crosby said it himself. Thornton reminds him of Martavis Bryant, another explosive weapon who could change a game in a single play. And Crosby doesn't give out praise lightly. Sure, Thornton came from Tennessee's gimmicky offense, but anyone watching closely can tell his raw talent was never fully unleashed. That's about to change in Las Vegas. If he keeps growing like this, defenses better take notice. Because once this kid figures out the pro game, watch out. Let's talk numbers, because even modest stats can signal something bigger brewing beneath the surface. If we're being realistic, Thornton might see around 40 to 45 targets this season. And that's okay, because what he does with those opportunities could be electric. I'm projecting 23 catches, 447 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's 19.5 yards per reception, a deep threat nightmare. Not everyone gets to be the top option right away. With names like Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers, and Jacoby Myers already locked in, Thornton will have to fight for his share. He'll even be competing with depth players like Tommy Mellott, Jack Beck, and maybe even Ashton Jeanty in certain packages. But here's the twist. You don't need 100 catches to make headlines. Thornton's job? Burn defenses. And with his size and speed combo, every touch could flip a game. Still, this rookie isn't just earning praise for his athleticism or stat sheet potential. Inside the Raiders' locker room, he's winning hearts. Multiple players have said the same thing. He's real. Whether it's pulling up in grills, cracking jokes, or just bringing energy to the room, Dante Thornton Jr. walks in like he belongs. And for a team blending veterans like Jacoby Myers with rising names like Trey Tucker, Colin Johnson, and Alex Bachman, that matters. In a wide receiver room filled with personalities and pressure, Thornton stands out not just as a player, but as a presence. Here's something Raider Nation needs to understand. Dante Thornton Jr. is criminally underrated. People keep labeling him as just a deep threat. Go route guy. Vertical weapon only. But that's lazy scouting. Sure, at Tennessee, all they really asked him to do was stretch the field. And honestly, When you're averaging 25.4 yards per catch, who's complaining? But there's more to the story. Before transferring, watch his tape at Oregon. You'll see flashes of a young receiver running a full route tree. Comeback routes, slants, crossers, it's all there, just raw, untapped. Now fast forward to Raiders OTAs and minicamp. Reports have consistently said it. Thornton is showing far more versatility than people give him credit for. He's not just a burner. He's a true wideout in the making. At 6'5" with 4.3 speed, if he refines his routes even a little more, we're not just talking potential. We're talking nightmare matchup. And here's another reason he's so valuable, even when he doesn't touch the ball. Thornton might be the most dangerous decoy on the roster. And that's not a knock, it's a weapon. Every time he lines up, defensive coordinators are forced to account for him. They have to back up their safeties. They have to respect the size, the speed, the red zone threat. And when you create that kind of fear, even without the ball, you're changing the entire defense. And don't be fooled by the lean frame. Thornton is a lot tougher and more physical than people realize. This kid doesn't just look the part, he's already playing it. One of the biggest reasons Raider Nation should be hyped about Dante Thornton Jr. He's not just a weapon, he's a game changer without the ball. Over the past few seasons, defenses have crowded the box, daring the Raiders to beat them through the air. Stopping the run became priority number one for opponents. But this year, that changes. The moment Thornton steps onto the field, defenses have to back off. Whether you throw to him or not, he stretches the field vertically, forcing safeties to stay honest. That opens up clean one-on-ones for guys like Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, Trey Tucker, and yes, even the new dynamic back, Ashton Jeanty. Thornton's presence alone creates chaos for defensive coordinators. You can't double everyone. You can't stack the box. And that's exactly how this offense starts cooking. Honestly, if he never catches a pass but keeps creating space like this, he's still doing his job at an elite level. That's why many inside the organization believe he might become one of the most dangerous decoys in the entire league. And here's the exciting part. We're just getting started. Coming up next, I'll break down a few more under-the-radar Raiders who could quietly turn into this season's breakout stars. Forget the obvious names. These are the guys flying just below the radar. For now. Now let's shift gears and talk about something Raider Nation should always keep an eye on. Underrated players who could completely flip expectations this season. And leading off our list at number 5 is a name most fans haven't heard much about, Tommy Mellott. Last year, Mellott was the best player in all of FCS football, taking home the prestigious Walter Payton Award, the FCS version of the Heisman. But don't let the small school label fool you. This guy is a pure athlete with a motor that never stops and the kind of grit that wins over coaches fast. He's being groomed as a wide receiver, but special teams coordinator Tom McMahon sees something more. An explosive, high IQ player who can step into multiple roles. He might not explode onto the scene in week 1, but trust me, this kid's a sleeper. Coming in at number 4, Amari Gaynor, linebacker. With the Raiders' linebacker unit still sorting itself out, Gaynor could carve out a real role, especially in coverage. We've got guys like Ellendon Roberts and Devin White, who are excellent in run support but struggle in space. Jermaine Pratt is the current top coverage guy, but beyond him, the depth is thin. That's where Gaynor steps in. A former UDFA out of North Carolina, Gaynor's calling card is his range and instincts in coverage. He's also contributed well on special teams, and late last season, coaches began giving him more reps, a sign that they believe he's ready to take the next step. With rookie Cody Lindenberg still adjusting and Luke Masterson potentially on the roster bubble, Amari Gaynor has a real chance to climb. When veterans in a locker room start paying attention to a rookie, it means something. And Dante Thornton Jr. is earning respect, not just from coaches, but from the players that run the Raiders culture. But he's not the only name climbing the ranks. Let's get into our top 3 under the radar Raiders, guys who could truly surprise the league this season. At number 3, yes, it's Dante Thornton Jr. Some might think he deserves to be higher, and truthfully, he just might. But the next 2 names on this list are poised to make even bigger waves in 2025. Coming in at number 2 is Michael Mayer. Now look, some fans don't think a second-round pick can be called underrated. But let's be honest, Mayer's career so far has been anything but spotlight heavy. Only 25 games played, trade rumors swirling, a brief step away from football to handle personal issues. And now, he's listed behind Brock Bowers on the depth chart. But don't sleep on this guy. With Chip Kelly's two tight end sets, Mayer could have a monster year, both as a blocker and a reliable target in the red zone. He's strong, he's smart, and he's due. This could finally be the year fans say, yeah, that pick was worth it. Now, the number one under the radar Raider this year, Trey Tucker. This guy has been flying under the national radar for too long. But if you've been watching this offseason, you know something's changed. He's sharper. He's faster. He's finally working with a quarterback who fits his game. Tucker's always had elite speed, but now he's cleaning up his route tree, catching balls in traffic, and showing real poise. Coaches are building game plans around getting the ball in his hands. If he hits 100 targets this season, don't be shocked if you see something like 70 receptions for 850 to 900 yards. Those are WR2 numbers, and a massive leap from where he started. And if that happens, the rest of the NFL won't be sleeping on Trey Tucker much longer.